Yeah, sorry, my mistake. Yeah, so good evening, everyone. Welcome to this boot camp of MERN Full Stack. And I want you to just confirm it from your side if I'm finally live and I do not have any issue with my audio as well as my video too. Okay, fine, great, great. So, hello, everyone. Hello, everyone. Welcome to this boot camp. And good evening, guys. Good evening. Good evening. Hello. Hello, Chokwe. Hello from Nigeria. Great, guys. I see we again have an international audience. So back to back from two, three boot camps. I am having some international audience from Kenya or from, I think so mostly from African region. Okay, fine, fine. Good evening, guys. Good evening. Hello, hello, hello. And again, welcome to this boot camp. And what are we going to do in this bootcamp? See, guys, so let's quickly just get into what actually are we going to get out of this bootcamp. Okay, what's the aim right now in this bootcamp? So as you know, we are yeah, yeah. So as you know, we are going to build a full stack application. Obviously, we are going to build a full stack application, kind of similar to Flipkart, not Flipkart itself. Okay, because as you know, a Flipkart is a full scale, a very heavy website platform that has been into building since many years. Okay, so we cannot totally replicate that, but some of the functionalities obviously we will be covering. So we have 5 days, like kind of limited time to cover many things. Okay, so we will be building backend, we will be building front end. Okay, so I have divided a time frame right now. So I want to divide my backend for 2 days and my front end for 3 days. Okay. So the main focus for me right now in this boot camp is focusing on building backend as well as in the front end too. I will focus more on the JavaScript code. Okay. Instead of main like React code or else not React, but actually main HTML codes that we write for front end. I will focus on main thing that is JavaScript right now. Okay. So why? Because we have some limited time. Obviously, we have, and along with that, we have to get things on track in 5 days. So for that, we'll do it. Okay. No need to worry. You will get everything. You will understand everything. Okay. We have already learned tailor. Yeah, fine, fine. No, do not use AI, guys. While learning, I will not like kind of uh, see when you are in a learning curve or else when you are in a learning phase. I recommend you to please use your own brain and use your own fingers to write the code. AI will help you obviously when you have mastered that concept. In that case, you can. But right now, please, okay, please do not use AI right at the beginning of your learning curve. So why? Because it will kind of make you parallel. Like like if you cannot walk, see, if you do not actually learn to walk, you will not be able to walk. Okay, whatever support I give you, you would not be able to. So right here too, if you are not ready to go into using AI, you should not, obviously. Yeah, hi everyone. Hi. Great, fine guys. Okay. So what are we going to exactly do right now? Will we sign up, Yeah, sign up will obviously be there. I always include the sign up, but payment is the thing that I am not going to include because that is a hefty topic. And what I am assuming for my audience is a beginner audience. For that particular reason, I will skip a payment. Okay. So if we get a chance where we will have less number of topics to cover and we have minimum 2 lectures to cover payment, in that case, obviously, yeah, Nitesh, it cannot actually totally replace, but it can actually add efficiency to you. Okay. Yeah, Harish, we will be using MERN code, MERN stacks to build this up. No, Python will not be used for the backend code. We are purely going to use Node.js. For the front end code, we will stick with React.js. Okay. Uh, so Gupta might be there. Some could be there will be some issue. It would be better if you contact like support team over there because I do not have control on that. Okay. Fine, guys. Okay, so let's begin. Okay, let's get into what we are actually going to do. So today's agenda, what I want to do is I want to start my backend part. Okay, so the first 2 days that I have, I want to dedicate it to the backend. I want to build my backend completely. If something remains, I will add the code for that and I will explain to you. Okay. So, yeah. So what I will do is I will start with my backend, and the platform that we are going to use right now is we will be using Code Sandbox as I always use in my previous bootcamps too. So we'll kind of stick to that. Okay, that's a constant thing that we will be using. And on there, let's start it up. And before that, one more thing we need right now is okay. Yeah, you can find it on the website. You will have a contact form, or else you can also have a support team mail. Might be case you can find on the official site. Okay. Fine. So one more thing that is required here is obviously we will be using our database. Okay. We need our database, and for that we are going to use MongoDB at least in this respective case. So before we get into database, what I want you to do is just kind of sign up to the database if you haven't done it yet. So go on MongoDB Atlas, sign up over there, get started, click on get started. You will have a form to sign up. You have to get inside. Okay. So right now I have already did that step. So I will skip that up and I will move directly inside. Okay. So you can use any sign up method that you want to use right in this case. So like I want to go forward with my Google login. So I will go forward with my Google login, and let's wait until it's done, and it's done. Okay. Fine. Why can't we use SQL Server? Because right now we are learning MERN stack, so that's why I will stick to MongoDB. Obviously, we can have the SQL Server, no need to worry, because the data that we are storing in MongoDB can be stored in your SQL Server too, because it's kind of structured data. Okay, so we can create tables and we can have data in SQL too. But right now, as we are focusing on MERN, so that we will do this part. Okay. Yeah, Rakshit, for backend, obviously we will be using Node. For front-end part, we will go with React. Okay. Okay, fine. So once you are inside your MongoDB at list, you need to do one thing. You need to create a cluster over there. Okay. So so do we need cluster? So each cluster will have your DB or else collections. So for that reason, you need to create a cluster. Click on create cluster. Okay. So video quality, please. Okay, just a minute. Okay, so hmm, okay, just give me a moment. Just give me a moment. I think so. Video quality is set to 720p. It's not set to 1080p. Yeah, it's on 720p. Okay, just wait a minute. Let me leave the studio and I will again rejoin. Just give me one moment. We started the stream, so we cannot change it right now. Okay. From the next lecture, we'll keep it like we'll change the setting from beforehand so that we do not have to worry about this. Okay. Yeah. So right now we have already started the stream, so no need to worry. Today is kind of introductory session. So just 1 hour session. Just manage it up. From tomorrow, we'll keep it as 1080 because as the stream has already started, so we cannot go it. So MongoDB, yeah, for one cluster, you can go with the MongoDB free version. Why am I getting a only paid option? Because I have already created one cluster. Okay. So the second cluster that you create will be kind of paid. For now, you will not get any free option right here. So the cluster that you're creating should be the first cluster right now for you. Okay. So as if I go and see the clusters, if I see a number of clusters that I have created, right now I have one cluster already over there. Okay. So let it load. Yeah. So if I see there is one cluster already over there. So obviously I need this cluster. That's why I'm not deleting it up. So for you, you should not be having any cluster by default. If you have, so if that cluster is important, you can go with any other, or else you can also try using that cluster itself. It will work fine because in the same cluster, we can create another DB and we can move forward. Okay. So if you do not have any cluster, in that case, click on create over there, you will have some options. Let's wait for the site. Okay. So you can name your cluster, and out of these three, you will have to choose only free options, guys. As you are learning this right now, you do not need to go with any paid options. You will have a free option over here. Right now, I have Flex M10 and M30. Obviously, when you are creating a first cluster, you will have a free option. So you can add the name, and rest all settings, you can keep it as it is. Okay. So the region where cluster is getting created and the cloud platform where it is getting created, you do not need to worry about that. Okay. So you can create the deployment and you can move forward. That will be the work. And how will we attach this cluster? How we will manage the database connection? I will show you. No need to worry about that. That will be shown to you. Okay, fine. Can we have bootcamp lecture at 7? Yeah, so the thing is, it's kind of quite not possible for this bootcamp. So because of some reasons, we had to keep it at 8:30. Okay. From next bootcamp, most probably we'll try to be back at the timing of 7. Right now, I know that we have our standard timing at 7, but due to some reasons, we had to change it up. Okay, so yeah, obviously the project will be mandatory. I will explain you. The project will be easy. Whatever we build here, that will only be the project. Okay, so now let's get started with the code sandbox. Okay, we will get into code sandbox. Now, what I want to begin with is I need to start my backend. Okay, yeah, so ending time will keep as 9:30. Okay, yeah, so I will keep the ending time at 9:30, or if possible, will extend. But obviously, I will promise not today. On the first day, will not extend. From the second day, might be a case some 15 minutes or other minute, like 15 to 20 minutes of extension. But for the first day, no need to worry. There will not be any extension for you. Okay. Yeah, fine. So let's get back to our code sandbox. Now I want to begin my backend. Okay, so I need to start my backend code. So for that, what we will do, we will go to my create option, go to your create option. Now you need a server, okay, because the backend that I'm creating is kind of a server that I will be creating. So I need a Node.js server, okay. So you have two, three options. Either you can go with simple Node.js, you can go with Node Express server, or else Node HTTP server. Now, these are predefined code sandbox, or yeah, so these code sandbox will have some predefined settings. So if I go with my Node Express server, it will have TypeScript in that, okay? And I do not want TypeScript over there. So I will go with my Node HTTP server, although we will be using Express, okay? So Express will be used. So yeah, so let me name it up. So this is Flipkart backend. Okay. And right now I do not have code sandbox, but I have DevBox. No problem. We can move forward. Okay. And the settings of VM space and this all things you do not need to touch. And visibility I will set to private right now, but after the session I will, or else let's keep it public from here on. Okay. Because I will be sharing this up with you. So no need to worry. We'll keep it as public. Now, let's click on Create Dev Box. It will take you hardly 10 seconds or less than 10 seconds, and your dev box will be in front of you. Okay. Now, from starting, I will tell you one thing. We are writing backend code, so do not expect any UI output or do not expect any output right now. Okay. Once we are done with backend, and in that case, I can show you some responses that we are getting. But while coding, there should not be comments like where is the UI, where is the preview, because obviously you will not be having any preview right now because we are creating a backend code. Okay, fine. Now, let me tell you beforehand what all packages do we need in this. Okay, what will you teach today? Today, I will be teaching the setup, or we can set up, and I will start with the backend code somewhat. Okay, I will write some of the codes and I will explain you. Most probably, we'll complete the index.js and we'll start with the auth because we need authentication. So we will be setting up auth in this case. Can we use VS? Yes, you can use VS if you can manage everything on there. No need to worry about that. Okay. Fine. Okay. So let me tell you the list of packages or dependencies that we need for our backend. Okay. Lakshmi Acharya, what is cluster? Lakshmi, see, sometimes what you have two, three, four databases. Okay. Maybe or else collections that you need to have in just one collective place. Okay. You need to have it in one collective place. For that reason, we create a cluster. Okay, fine. Cluster is where you keep all related databases or collections together. Okay, so let's get back to what all dependencies do we need. So first thing, can we use MongoDB Compass instead of Atlas? Yeah, Katyani, the reason why we are using Atlas is we need to deploy this. Okay, so this backend code that we will be writing, it will be deployed. If you use MongoDB Compass and if you use a local host server, in that case, when you go for the deployment, you will have issue. Okay, so that is why we are actually sticking with Atlas itself. Yeah, so let's get into dependencies. So first dependency that I will need is bycrypt.js. Why do we need bycrypt.js? So the password that we are going to store. Okay, so every password that we will be getting from the user, we will not store it as a raw form, obviously, because there is a issue where we can kind of lose the password. Okay, not lose the password. It means because of some cyber security attacks, there can be theft of password. Okay, for that reason, to save our password, what we do is we kind of encrypt it up. Okay, I hope so you have a knowledge of encryption. Okay, encryption and decryption. So for that reason, we are going to use bcrypt. Okay, so bcrypt will be used in this case. So let's select the bcrypt and it will get automatically installed. After bcrypt, we also sometimes would need codes. So we will also add codes to our list. Okay, Aniket, we will be deploying it up, so it means we can call it as development mode only because this is a platform that we are creating for studying. Okay, so production level apps are kind of different, so I will totally not label it as a production app. Okay, you can deploy it for your study purpose, but not as a production app. Okay, yeah, so next thing that we need is we need Express to be installed. Okay, so Express has also been added, and then we need JSON Web Token. Okay, so JWT token is needed to manage our sessions. Okay, yeah, so JWT token will also be added, and along with JWT, we need Mongoose. So Mongoose will be used to establish the connection between our MongoDB as well as the backend. Okay. So obviously, you can use GitHub. Okay. Why we will deploy this application, we will push this code to GitHub, and then only we will be able to deploy it. Okay. Fine. No. You do not need to download it separately. If you are working on Code Sandbox, you can just type in directly in the dependency. You will search and you will select, and it will get installed on its own. You do not need to go and do something else. No need. Just type the packages or those modules that you need in your search bar. You will get the name over there. Click on that, and it gets added to it. Okay. That is why we primarily kind of support we kind of support Code Sandbox for that reason. Yeah, guys, I already told you if you are starting for the first time, you will get a free option for creation of cluster. So please do not go with any paid option. Okay, there should not be a case where you go on with a paid option. Obviously, paid is not a case right here because you are in part of learning. So for that reason, do not spend any money for database right here. Okay. Mansab, if you already have one cluster created, in that case, you will not get an option for free cluster. If you have one cluster already, you can delete that cluster and then you can try creating one more cluster in this case. Okay, fine, great. No problem, M10. Once you practice one again and again, you will have no issues. Okay, obviously, sometimes you forget the process. Okay, yeah, it will be available for, yeah, recording video will be available. Okay, fine. So now everything is done. I have set my dependencies. I am done with my sandbox and other things. So what I will do next is I will start with my index.js and we have some code already. I do not need this code. We'll start from scratch. We'll create our server and do our task. Okay. So before starting up, we need to import some of things. So we added the dependencies. Now all those dependencies that we have added, we will be using in this case. If you do not have knowledge of MongoDB, I recommend you to kind of learn it from somewhere. As I haven't taken any bootcamp on database, if possible in future will organize one for database too. Okay. Yeah, you can use the same cluster too. Okay, no need to worry about. Fine. Okay. So now let's start with my import. So I will start with importing my uh, Express course and whatever I installed. Okay. Yeah. So yeah, you can use the same cluster, guys. Don't need to worry about. Okay. Fine. So let's start with first thing that I need is I will need an Express right here. Okay. So I will do my require and I will call my Express in this case. So what I did const express is equals to require express. I needed express, so I called it up. Then after express, I will need mongoose. Why do I need mongoose? To establish my connection. So require and then the name that I have for my package. So this is my mongoose. Then after mongoose, what is the next thing that we need? Is this website? Obviously, Sumit, this is website, not an app, or else you can call it as web app. Okay, this is a website, guys, not an app. Fine. So we are so the const spelling that I have written is wrong. So yeah, const course is equals to require course. So before using up, we'll add everything right now. Okay, fine. Then what is the next thing? So we will need body parts. Okay, so okay, no need for body parcel. We do not actually need this up right now. Fine. So let's get into this. So I have imported Express, Mongoose, and course, and then I will create my app. So const app is equals to Express. So in Node.js, whenever we use Express, this is a kind of custom that we do every time. Okay, this is the custom. You import Express, you create an app, and you go on. Okay. Fine. So I have included my app, and then what I will do is uh, app.use. So the core that I have used, okay, the core that I have created, I will use that course too. So app.use course, and yeah. So next thing that we would need is we want to create an authentication. It includes basic if you have some basic knowledge of Node, okay? So we are not starting from the scratch of Node, but actually from basic kind of. Okay, fine. So yeah, so app is created and yeah, so we need kind of authentication that we will be creating next. Okay. So what we can do is we can create a server. I will create a server and as I go on creating backend services, I will go on adding it to my index.js. Okay. So now let me create my server in this case and we'll do app.listen. So I will create my server on end 8080 endpoint. Okay. So, okay, so this is my server and let me write a console output for that case. So if my server is running fine, in that case, what I will do a console log and I will tell my user that server is running on port 8080. Yeah. So till this point, what did I do? Okay. I have just imported some packages. I have created my app.use and I've created my const app. And then I have just created the server. Nothing greater than that. Okay. I have just created my server. So let me check for my package.json and yeah, so I will now need to run this server. What I will do is I will now run it up. We'll do npm start and we'll check if everything is working fine till this point. Okay, so we'll do npm start and let's check if everything is working. Yeah, everything is working because we haven't done anything right now. Okay, we have just created a server. So once we have created our server, it will obviously work fine. Now, what's the next task that we should go on to? Now, the main first task when the user gets into your site is authentication. Okay. So when your user comes, when he is a new user or she is a new user, they need an authentication. Even if he or she is an old user, they need to get inside their account. For that reason, they need an authentication for that. So next thing is we need to create our auth.js and we need to work with that. Okay, fine. For that reason, we also need Mongoose connection. So right now, what I will do is I will also create a Mongoose connection over here, and then we will kind of move to my auth.js case. Okay. So now, just give me a moment, and yeah, Sanskrit, it's not a total basic. If you are expecting a pure basic thing right now, it will be quite difficult to cover in 5 days of time because I have to write a code for these two. So, if you are searching for theoretical basic concepts of Node.js, then I would recommend you to kind of go with full-fledged course. Okay. Fine. Yeah. So I want to connect my MongoDB data now. So what I will do is I will do my mongoose.connect and over here I will have my uh, MongoDB URL. Okay. So over here I will have my MongoDB URL in this particular case. Why? Because I need that to connect. Now, along with this MongoDB URL, we'll define one or two more things. So use new URL parser as well as use unified topology. Yes, guys, I have repeated it n number of times that you will have your recordings. So have patience and learn, okay? Yes, this is the basics of Node server creation, okay? So that's what I'm telling. I cannot kind of go more basic into this because this is the most basic code that I can write in this case, okay? I'm trying to be slow so that you can grasp of it what I'm teaching right now. So yeah, we will be using use new URL parser. Okay. And one next thing. So along with this, I will also use my use unified topology. Okay. So I will also set it to true in this case. So I'm expecting an error. Why am I expecting error? Because I haven't added the MongoDB URL. Okay. For that reason, there will be Mongo's connection error. Okay. That's the standard error that you should get in this case. Okay. If you're not getting this error, then you should get in trouble. You should think of it. Why am I not getting this error? Why? Because we haven't added the Mongo URL. And the next step that I will tell you is how to add this Mongo URL. Okay. What we need to choose once sign in is words and works like backend me. Once you have signed in your code sandbox, I think so you are too late to ask this, but once you are in your code sandbox, you will have a button on upper right corner that will have written plus and create. So click on that and then search for Node HTTP server, and then we can move forward. Okay. Okay, so let me now tell you how we will be adding the MongoDB URL in this case. So you have this cluster, okay? You have this cluster. You will have to go to this cluster, click on connect, okay? So right now it's connected. Let me go back again. There's one step that I missed. Okay, fine. So when you click on connect, you will have two, three options. Okay, one is connection by using Drive. One is by Compass by using Shell, MongoDB for VS Code, Atlas SQL. So these are the all possible options that we have. Okay, yeah, guys, homepage, profile page, everything will come. Do not worry, everything will become. Yeah, so you have these all options. So the best option that you can go with is Compass. Okay. Even though if you do not have Compass installed, then too you can go with this. Okay. Now, so this is the connection string that I can see right now. Obviously, this is the connection string that I can see right now. And there is one more thing that's written. It is written db underscore password. What does this db underscore password means? So when you have created this cluster, okay, so as a user, every user gets a DB password. Okay, to access any DB in the given account, you will have a DB password. So what you have to do is you have to replace this up with your actual DB password. Okay, you have to replace it with your actual DB password. Everything remains same. No need to change anything else, but just this particular thing, the DB password that is added for your authentication. So there will be a question arising in your mind why actually we need this DB password. Okay. So when you have this string, okay, when you have this connection string, what you do, you hit on your database. Now, to identify if you are a valid user or not, you need to have a DB password in this case. Obviously, you need to have it. Now, copy this up, go over here, okay, go over here, add your DB along with the password. I haven't added the password, okay, no need. Even if I add the password, I do not have an issue because I know after 5 days of bootcamp, I will be deleting this cluster, okay. So even if I add a password, I will reset the password after bootcamp. So even if, as it happened in the last bootcamp, I kind of showed my password. So there were some students telling me that, sir, you showed your password, sir, you showed your password. No problem, guys. Even if you see my password, I have that control. I will delete it up. No need to worry. Okay. Yeah. So DB password is there and you need to replace it up. Then after the DB password, you will name the database that you need. So I will name my database as e-commerce. Okay. So it means the name of my database that I store up in that cluster will be e-commerce right now. Okay, fine. Clear till this section, clear till this point. As a thumb, we will be running for 1 hour right now. So no extension for today because this is the first session. But tomorrow, from tomorrow, might be a case we'll extend somewhat for more. Okay. Okay, fine. So I have added it up. You can name it up. So after connection string, add a slash and then add the DB name that you want to add in this case. Okay, this is what I want you to do right now. And once you replace the password with your own password, you should not have any error. I am getting error because right now the password, sorry, the string that I have added is wrong. Why? Because I haven't added the password in the string, connection string. So I am expecting error, but you should not be expecting an error. Why? Because you need to add the password in this case. Once you have added the password, everything should be fine. There should not be any error shown on the screen. Okay, guys, clear? It means you are having some syntax error. If it is not error related to Mongoose, if it says, see, Uh, see, in the first case, when my connection string was not there, I was getting an error something like this. Okay, so MongoDB plus SRV was kind of Mongo parse error was the main error that I was getting. Now, once I have added the string, but my string is wrong, in that case, also you will have an error of Mongo server error. So these are the two errors. If out of this two you are getting any error, then it means you are having some problem. Okay, it means you have made some mistake in the code syntax. And right now, if I count number of lines that we have written, it's too less to get any syntax error. Okay. We have just written 12 number of lines. So please, I hope so there is no error from their end. Okay. Fine, guys. Yeah, every live stream has a recorded session. Do not worry, you will be you will get to see all these recordings. So if you miss something out right now, you can kind of cover it up. Okay. Okay, fine, fine. I hope so. Everything is clear. Okay, guys, just please respond if everything is clear and you do not have any great doubt that is stopping you from moving forward. Yeah, if anyone is having trouble again with the database, they can kind of delete the cluster, they can recreate the cluster and go forward. And if you do not remember the password, do one thing, just do one thing. What is that one thing? Over here, what's written, replace DB password with the password for this user. Ensure an option in the URL encoded that we have already added. You can edit your database password here. So if you do not remember your password, click on this database SS, go over there, reset your password, and then add the new password. Okay. I am assuming that many of you would have forgotten this password. For that reason, you can do this. Yeah, that means you have a syntax error. Okay. If the error is similar to me, then there are two similar cases. Either you have added the password of DB wrong, or else you have added the connection string wrong. Other than that, you have made some spelling mistakes somewhere in the code. Yarn.log, do not focus on that. Right now, it's a pre-built file that is given by your code sandbox. Okay, no need to get more deep into that. Okay, we'll explain you if time comes and if it is required. Yeah, whoever is getting this output of Node1 app crashed, waiting for file change before starting, they have made some syntax error. So please look into what all error, possible error they could have made. Okay. Okay, fine. So let's move forward. Now what I want to start is my auth. Okay. So I need to quickly start my auth because I have kind of less time to do many work. So this bootcamp has too many functionalities to implement, but kind of some limited time. Okay. So I will need my mongoose over here too. So const mongoose is equals to require and will do our mongoose. So we will require mongoose in this respective case too. Okay, fine, great. So mongoose, then same thing as we did in the previous case, we will require my express too. Okay, so express, and then we will require JWT calls and other things too. So JWT is equals to require. So what was the name of the package that we installed? It was JSON Web Token as per my remembrance. Okay. So the name was JSON Web Token. Okay, so we need this JSON Web Token. Okay, so take care that you do not make any spelling mistakes in this part. Okay, or else it will cause an issue. So const JWT is equals to require JWT, and I'm not taking care of this. Fine. So next is my bcrypt. So I installed my bcrypt.js. Why did I install it up? Because I needed to encrypt my password. So I will also import that. Okay. So bcrypt. Fine. Great. It looks great. Okay. Fine. So bcrypt has been added, and only next thing that I need in this case is now I will need a router. So why do I need a router? To actually create a route in this case. Okay. So const router is equals to express dot router. Okay. Live will get over at 9:30. Fine. So router has been created. All required things has been added. Now next thing is I need to create my user model. Okay. So const user is equals to mongoose.model. So I will define the user model. So see, in the user model, we will just have two things. One is username, and the one will be user ID, and well as we can also add uh, password. Sorry, username, ID, and password. So kind of three things we can have in this case. Okay, fine. Okay, so mongoose.model. So what is the model that we have? We will create the model and somewhere. Okay, so now the model name is user. Okay, the model is not that big, so we'll just go on creating this schema for the model inside it. Okay, so mongoose.schema. So the name of the model is user, and we are going to create the schema for that model inside itself. And two things that we will need in this case is first is my email. Okay, so what will be the type of email that we will use? So we'll have our string type. Okay. Then we have password. So what is the type of password that we will be using? We will be using a string password again. Obviously not the normal string or a straw string, but actually a kind of what? Kind of encrypted string. Okay. Fine. Yeah, fine guys. Okay. Yeah, you can stop discussing about the time. When time hits, I will close it up. No need to worry. Now, I need to create my sign up route first of all, the endpoint to sign up on my site. So let's quickly create my sign up route first of all. Okay. So in sign up, my user is new. So it means I have to create the new user and I have to add the new user to my DB. That's what we have to do in this particular case. Okay. Yeah. So in this case, what we will do, so a router, so we have already installed or else we have already added a router to this page. So router dot post. So the main routes will be created in my index.js, and this is kind of secondary place where I'm calling this route. So if my route says, or else if my endpoint is slash auth slash sign up, if this is my endpoint, then I will know that I want to do a sign up. Okay. So I will use my async case in this particular scenario, and async request and response. I hope so. You know what asynchronous function is and what are asynchronous operations. Okay. I am assuming most probably you would be knowing this part. Okay, so I need two inputs from my user. One is email as well as my password. So I will take it up from my request dot body. So whatever request. So when I will do my post request, in that case, I will send my email as well as password as a form of body. So just I'm taking it out in this case. Yeah, Goku, if you think parsing can be burst, so you can try it out. Okay, for now we are not actually sticking with parsing right now. Okay. Fine. So I have created my user. Now, what if my already pre-existing user was trying to do sign up? So I want to stop my user in that case. So I will check it up if the username and password that I have added, or else the user has added, it is not pre-existed. Okay. So what I will do, I will do await and user dot find one. So what I'm doing, I am querying through my given DB, and I'm searching if my email already exists in the user part or not. Okay. So if you have user A, okay, user A has already signed up 2 days ago, and the same user A is trying to do the sign up again today. So now you have a responsibility as a kind of not functional requirement, but a non-functional requirement in this case is that you should stop the user from signing in. Sorry, signing up. So you can allow the sign in, but sign up cannot be allowed multiple number of times. Once the account is created, it is created, the user has to use that account until or unless he or she has deleted it. Okay. So I am checking it up. So if I find that there is already a existing user, in that case, what I will do is I will return status of 400. Okay. So what will this status means? Status means that our user is already there. Okay. So the status will be 400. Along with this, I will send a JSON response and I will tell my user there is an error, or else I can also send a normal message to, okay, user already exists. So this is the scenario that I will do if I find a user who has already been logged in, okay, or else signed up before. Okay. I think so if you're using Firebase for that reason, it's the easiest thing that you can do in this respective case. And you have to check the endpoint that you're using. Try using Postman for that respective case. Test out if it is actually signing up or not, or else if that's working fine with the Postman, if it is not working with your website, you have to check one thing. In Firebase, you have a thing known as origin allowance, or else you can call it as Firebase only allows some of the origin to hit to it. Okay. So in over there, either you can allow all origins or else you can go and allow your own origin. Okay. So there might be an issue with origin if everything works fine with your Postman. That's a possible solution that I can give you from here. Okay, so I have checked if my user is there. If my user is there, then I will not go forward. I will return it up. If my user is not there, then I have to first of all uh, hash my password, or else I have to encode my password. Okay, so const hash password, and I will be using my bcrypt in this case. Okay, so bcrypt dot hash, and what I need to hash is I need to hash my password. Okay, so this is the need that I need. This is the thing that I need to do. So I have hashed my password. Then I will create a new user. Okay. So you can name it as new user or whatever you want it to be named as. So I am creating my user. And now what I will do, I have my email, I have my password in the hashed form. Now I have to create a new user and I have to save it up. So this is my new user, and inside there I will add my email as well as comma password. So password will be my hashed password in this respective case. So my new user has been created. Once my new user has been created, what I will do is I will save my user. So await user dot save. Okay. So this permanently saves my new user to the database. Now, I am using JWT. It means I need to generate a token in this respective case. So what I will do, I will generate a token for that reason. Okay. Yeah, guys, it is a backend. Okay. I explained you. We are right now for 2 days. We will be just covering the backend part because it's kind of baseline. Okay. Without a backend, we can't go with the front end. Okay. Yeah. So let me now create my JWT token. So I will use JWT for that case, and I will send my user ID in that process. Okay. So it will be user dot underscore ID that will be created, and you can not you can, but actually you will have to create send a secret along with the JWT in that respective case. Yeah, fine. Yeah, once out the front end will be with React itself. Okay. Yeah, Satyam, that's why we do not use HTML, okay? Because it's the easiest thing and it has kind of many limitations, which makes it less popular to use and hard to use. Yeah, so we need to add a secret. So secret will keep it as a secret itself. And one thing that another thing that we will need is expires in. So every JWT token that we create has expiry. So I will set my expiry to 1 hour right now. What is JWT? JWT is used for authentication purpose. You create a token, okay? You add a token to your site, and kind of you for a certain period of time you leave out the sign-in form, okay? So until unless your token is valid and token is stored in your cache, you do not need to again and again add your sign in credentials, okay? You will directly get in your website. Fine. So now this all things has been done. It means I have to send a status code of 200 to my user, and I need to tell my user that, yeah, so the each and every process that you were doing has been successful, or else I can also send a token in response to my user in this respective case. Okay. So I have created an endpoint. Obviously, we need to test an endpoint because uh, so right now today I'm creating this endpoint. Tomorrow when we will be done with this endpoint, what we will do is we will try using Postman to check it up. Okay, why only 200? See, 200 status code tells you that new user has been created and there is nothing wrong with your 200. Okay, it is a okay status. So whenever, uh, in case of all APIs, whenever you hit a API and you get a correct response, along with that, you will have a 200 response status along with that. Okay. Okay, fine. So this is my sign up route. Along with this, I need one more thing, that is my login route. Okay, so let me create my login route too along with this. Okay, so route. So in login route, what I need to do is I need to add. So I need to just check if my user is there and the password that my user is giving is correct or not. So that's the thing that I will need to check in that respective case. Okay. So async and request comma response. These are the things. Okay. So kind of let's take the value directly from the user. So I'm assuming that I have the value from request.body. I have it, and I will just directly send it for search. Okay. Or else what I can do, I can store it in the form as we did earlier. We can take it from request.body and we can do the search work right here. So I will define my const user and I will perform my search. So I have my search await user dot find one. So I hope so you are like familiar with find one, find many things. And I will send my email for that respective case. And I'm checking up if my email exists in the DB or not. If my email is not there, in that case, I will know that the user has not signed up, and then I will lead the user to sign up page instead of sign in page. Okay. Okay, fine. So my user, I'm testing it up in the first line, and then I will check what I will check. If my user is there, yes, if my user is there, and then the next thing that I need to check is if the user password that has been added is correct or not. Okay. So for that reason, I will again use bcrypt. Bcrypt. Why am I using bcrypt or else bcrypt, whatever we want to pronounce it as? Uh, because right now I have encrypted my password. So if I directly use my raw password to compare it up, obviously I will have mismatch. Now, to kind of add my normal password and the password that I got right now to the same level, or else to encode it up again, we need to go with encryption. Okay, so we'll do decrypt dot compare. Okay, and then I will pass in what I will pass in. I will pass in my password. Okay, so we'll do my password, and the next thing that I will do is I will do my user dot password. So I am comparing it up with my user dot password. So if everything goes on well, if everything is true and I'm getting a true response in this case, I will check with my token, or else I will generate my token and assign it up. So JWT dot sign, not HWT, but actually JWT dot sign. Okay. So I will create my JWT token and then I will store it up in the cache. So user ID is this, and then we'll have user ID underscore ID. Okay. Fine. So the same thing that we did for my sign up case, I will do the same thing right here too. And we'll need expires in, and expires in will be set to 1 hour in this respective case too. So this is a case where I have checked my user. If my user is there, I will create the token and I will move forward. If my user is not there, if my user is not there, then I have to send a status of 400 telling that the user is not actually present in the DB, or else other things can also be told. But right now, I will tell that invalid credentials. So this is what I will tell my user, that the credentials that you have added is invalid in this respective case. So this is the case, the login case and the sign up case that we wanted to create. Now we also have one more thing, that is JWT middleware. Okay, so we need to add this up. So we just have 1 or 2 lines of code more. Okay. Yeah, just wait a minute. I will add attendance 2 along with this, and then we'll complete this JWT token 1. Okay. Just give me a minute, as we are close to 9:30. So we'll just quickly give you the attendance form, and then we'll pin message. Fine. So attendance form has been pinned on the top. You can mark it up, and let's complete this function JWT2. Why? Because we need this. So authenticate JWT. Okay. So I will name it as authenticate JWT, and we'll have 3 things: request, response, and next in this particular case. So what we need is, we in this will take care of creation of JWT token and storage of JWT token for this demo. Okay. So every JWT token that we send has a header. If you have used APIs, so in that case, you will have a knowledge what actually is header. Okay, we will not get into that. What is header, and why do we need it? Okay, so if you want to know why do we need header, so only primary reason of usage of header is uh, we need header to authenticate it. Okay, so we need header to understand who actually is asking for information, because header has some information that is required. Define line number 27 correctly. Okay, so const auth header, and everything has been done. Now I will check if the auth header is fine. Okay, if I get it true, if my header is verified, and then I will generate my token in this case. Okay, so Now I have got a response from sign up as well as login. Okay. And I have to kind of take out the token that I have received from there. So I will split my response in the form of header that I have got. I will split it on the basis of space right here. Okay. And then I will take the first one. So this will be my token and I will need to verify this token. Okay. I will verify this token if this token that I am getting right now is same with the token that's stored in my cache or not. If it is, then fine. It's great. If it is not, then it means there is some problem. Okay. Yeah. So let me go with the jwt.verify. So in jwt.verify, I will pass my token. Along with token, I will pass my secret. And along with secret, there is nothing else to pass. I will just take the response. So ARR and user in this respective case. So if I get a ERR, it means I am getting an error. Then I have to tell my user that yeah, something is wrong with the token that I have and the token that I am getting. So it means there would be either a case where the token stored is wrong, or else there would be a case where the user right now that is signing in is kind of wrong. So this is the first case, and if everything is fine, then I will do my request.user and I will call my user in this case. Okay. Once this has been done, then I will trigger my next. That will go to the next operation. And let me add one more else condition on this place too. Okay. So in this place too, I will send a status of 401. So in first case, I sent a status of 403. It means user not found kind of status, and then I sent a status of 401 in the next case. Okay, fine. So I have written a long code. This is all for the authentication. And next, last thing that we need is I need to export it up. So module dot export. So I have created my two three things I have created. Okay, so one is my router I need to export, and then I have to export my authenticate JWT. Okay, so I will collectively it will be router. So what all routers have we created? We have created two routers. One is slash auth, one minute, this will be slash auth slash login, and the one is slash auth slash sign up. So one thing is this, and one thing is my authenticate JWT. So we will export this up together. Again, I am telling, I told you at the beginning, we will not have output right now. Let me complete the backend completely. Then we will test it out. We will see what is the output that we are getting right now. We are not expecting any out. Okay, there are two reasons. One is the connection string that I have written, I haven't added correct. And another thing, I will teach you tomorrow how to add a environment variable in your code sandbox too. With that, I will add our connection string in this case. Okay, fine. Yeah, Vijay, not a goodbye, but actually bye because we will be meeting tomorrow again. Okay, guys. So this is the complete code that we have written today. Not much, but obviously a slow thing. No problem. Tomorrow we'll try completing the backend completely. We'll have one or two services more to design, and then tomorrow we'll move forward with all of the backend done. And if time allows, we'll kind of test it up, or else day after tomorrow we'll directly add it to the front end and we'll see. Okay. No worries, you cannot master anything in 5 days, but you can actually practice in 5 days. Okay. So over here, mastering obviously means practicing in the respective case. Okay. Okay, fine, guys. Okay. So let's end it here and we will again meet tomorrow at the same time, 8:30 to 9:30, or else, if possible, we'll extend it by 15 minutes or anything required. Okay. So it will totally depend upon tomorrow's condition. Okay. So for now, thanks for joining. Bye bye. We'll meet again tomorrow, and at the same time, we'll follow on. We'll go forward with this. Okay, guys. Thank you, guys. Bye bye. Good night.